Hi, I'm Lee Iridium. Hope you're doing all right today. It's album review time. We've got the band Wolf and Shadowland. This is a metal band from Sweden. It's their 9th studio album and the first one I've actually heard. So apologies to Wolf fans, metal fans in general. I'm fucking useless, but I love this album. I'm so glad I've got to listen to this album. It's outstanding and it's really exceeded all my expectations after hearing the singles, which were also fucking great. But you know, sometimes when you hear a single, you're excited, and you hear the album, it doesn't live up to what you've heard, but this album fucking does. I love this album. They're releasing albums nearly every 2 to 3 years, so really busy band. This is a real galloping, chugging album, real heavy at times, never extreme, always in the metal genre, I would say, taking the best of bands like Metal Church, Megadeth, Iron Maiden. But remember, this is heavy, like I said, but it's never going into extreme metal. This is right on the button when it comes to heaviness. In the band, you've got Niklas Stalvind on the vocals and guitar. He's got a great vocal, and I think some of those Metal Church and Megadeth sort of influences for me come through on the vocals. He's got a real cool voice. It's like a sort of higher pitched at times, but he does loads of different ranges. But I love his vocals. It just fits the metal music absolutely perfectly. And it gives him a real distinctive voice as well in the world of metal. As you know, the world of metal is, there's fucking millions of bands, you know, and it's getting busier than it ever has been. So it's great to stand out, and he does that. He shares the guitar parts with Simon Johansson. Two brilliant guitarists. They swap around. They do twin lead parts. You know, there's heavy riffing. There's loads of galloping on this and chugging guitar. They're brilliant. Absolutely superb. Then you've got Pontus Egberg on the bass and Johan Kohlberg on the drums. Great, absolutely superb rhythm section, guys. I mean, 9 albums in. I don't know if the bass guitarist and drummer have been with the band for all them years. You know, they've been going quite a long time now, but they sound like they've been playing together for fucking years. It's just so tight. I love the sound of this band. One of the outstanding releases so far this year. So we go into the album itself. I do talk about my favourite tracks. There's quite a few of them because I love this album. So we kick off with the single Dust. This is a riff fest, you know, from the beginning of the album really, all the way through, but on this song, it's just brilliant. It's such a hooky chorus, and the song in general has a great groove that sort of makes your head, it makes it impossible for you not to headbang while you listen to this song. It's a great start to the album. If you want a more in-depth review of this, go to see the reaction that I did, or watch the video online. It's a brilliant video, an excellent start to the album. Visions for the Blind is the next track. A classic metal riff over a medium to fast-paced track. Again, this song opens up to a really, really catchy chorus, trading the metal riff for an almost psychedelic infused chorus, only slightly though. It's quite hard to explain how the chorus is. It's a fantastic chorus, but it's quite hard to explain because of the psychedelic feels that I feel. It's amazing songwriting, and it's a huge song. The next song I want to talk about is The Time Machine. A great sort of, I would say, Sabbathy, bluesy, Sabbathy metal riff going through this. It starts it off and it gets even more Sabbathy later on in the song. It's a sort of slight odd time signature as well entwined before the band hit that brilliant metal groove again. Another great hooky chorus. Man, the choruses are just excellent on this album. And there's no let up to the great start on this excellent album. I want to talk about Seek the Silence. This is brilliant, a great medium pace galloping track. This one really is a bit of me on this one. The pace and rhythm is perfect. Some simple clean guitar parts over a heavy gallop, and before we know it, the chorus is upon us again. The next track I want to talk about is Shadowland. This was another single. It's the title track. A brilliant single it is. Plenty of gallop in between some evil sounding riffs and some great twin guitar melodies. Epic stuff. Heavy yet melodic. Cool, almost progressive instrumental section before returning to that amazing metal groove that the band possesses. The next track I want to talk about is the ill-fated Mr Muldrake. Strange title, probably going to explain a bit more about that in a minute. A proper chuggy fest we have here that's mixed with some great crushing rhythms and eastern melodies throughout this song. Some keys are used for effect to give some epic feels. First time I remember actually hearing keys on the album, but they may be elsewhere, but it's the first time it popped into me that there's keyboards. But it's almost for, you know, for effects and atmosphere. There's a great heaviness to this track as well. It's brilliant. I think this track is about the urban legend and a guy called Edward Muldrake, where he apparently back in the 19th century he was born with a face on the back of his head, and he used to talk to him and stuff, and he ended up committing suicide at 23 years old. That's what I've read. I'm hoping it's about that, but it's a brilliant sort of horror feel running through it just to match what the song is about. Then I want to talk about Into the Black Hole. This is a medium to fast-paced song, a great rocker to finish the album other than a bonus track. So I'm going to get onto that in a minute. Another riff fest that really builds the energy to the max. This one really showcases that metal groove that the band has perfectly. This is relentless, this song, but controlled at the same time. Superb songwriting. And then I want to get on to one of my favourite tracks. It's actually the bonus track, Trial by Fire. What a fucking song this is. After the 1 minute instrumental section, the track goes into a brilliant, heavy, medium paced groove. Proper headbanging stuff this guys, but there's really melodic, sort of melancholic guitar parts that break the song up perfectly. That slightly psychedelic feel that I feel we had in one of the songs earlier, it's back. This track, although a bonus track, is one of the highlights of this great album. It's really epic, and it's got an excellent extended instrumental section as well. A real brilliant track that goes along with a brilliant album. Wolf and Shadowland. This is out everywhere already, guys. This is highly recommended from me. If you love your metal stripped back, but sort of epic soundscapes now and again, but you want to return to that sort of 80s sort of metal groove, you're going to fucking love this album. Let me know if you're going to get it in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.